So tonight I want to talk to you guys about parties. Parties to me are the lifeline of your business. They have been the main way that I have grown my business. And Zaya pushes 4 parties a month. Sarah Anderson did a live today talking about parties. We hear it over and over again. Parties and events are the lifeline of our business, because we initially, when we start, we reach out to our friends and our family and the people we know, but you have to continue to grow your customer base. And the only way you can do that is through reaching out to new people. And there's a lot of different ways you can reach out to new people. Alicia trained us on one way just last week, which I think is great. But parties are another really great way to grow your customer base and reach out to more people. So, and parties, I think parties are so much fun. I love doing parties. And I've met every single one of you, except for Michelle Suter, and actually Jennifer Erker, through a party. Like, how you signed up was through a party. So that has been totally the lifeline of my business. So I love to talk about it. I'm passionate about parties. I have provided my team with lots of different resources on parties. And so this time what I'm trying to do is make it a little bit more simple. So I'm extremely detail oriented, and you guys have like 4 pages of party outlines and stuff. So tonight I'm trying to just simplify it because I watched one of Katie Harlan's videos today, and she said, just do the things and don't worry so much about every single little detail. So I've tried to make it simple and less detail oriented, and hopefully that will help people. But if people want the details, I have that too as a backup. So I narrowed it down, and I got your guys' feedback today. Hey, Sella. I narrowed it down to 5 main things about parties. And then I'm going to go into detail about each one, and then I created a little graphic because that's what I like to do. So I will post this along with this video. I would have sent it out prior, but I literally finished it like 5 minutes ago. So I broke it down into 5 things: host, coach, engage, sell, and follow up. So I feel like if you do those 5 things, and I'm going to go into detail on each, you will have successful parties, and you will get your sales to that $2,500 goal. You will get more parties from your parties, and you will get reps from your parties. So let's talk about each one in a little bit of detail. First, host. So I think it's so important to just fill your calendar as much as you can, and you'll find that balance. Some months I do only 4 parties, some months I do 6. Some months when I'm really pushing or I get a lot of yeses, like if I get a lot of yeses, I'm not gonna book them out 6 months in advance. If I get a lot of yeses, then I cram my calendar because I feel like I need to get them in as soon as I can. I usually book, the most I book in advance is probably a month or 2. And I do find that if I book someone out 2 months, it's just too far in advance, and they either forget or they lose interest. They're just not as excited about it. So if I have a big party and I ask all of them if they want to host, and I get 20 yeses back, then I get them booked as soon as I can. So the first thing is pack your calendar. If you get yeses, get them in your calendar, book them. You guys choose the dates and the times and present those to the people. And I'll talk about that a little bit more later, but get your calendar booked and book in advance, about 2 to 4 weeks in advance. So you're not ever cramming for parties. You're always like, okay, I'm good for the next couple weeks. I'm booking into July. I'm booking into August. I heard Andrea say this on her live today, I think. So always be booking up your calendar as much as you can handle. And only you guys know what you can handle. So kind of find that balance. And until you find the balance, just book as much as you can. So a question I get a lot, and this came up when I asked you guys for feedback, was how do I book parties? So I think there are several ways. Number 1, ask every single person who has purchased from you. And I think you guys have all heard this from me before, but every single person who has purchased, ask them to host. And I'm going to get into the details of that more in the follow-up process, but that's one way. And initially, like, ask all your family and friends. Ask them. Don't be afraid to ask people who are close to you, or ask people who you think will be good at it. So it doesn't have to be a long, extravagant sales pitch on what's great about hosting a party. Just ask them, hey, I started my new business with Zaya. I think you would love this product, or most of them have probably already bought. I know you love your product. would you be interested in hosting a party and earning free and half off Zaya? Don't position it as, would you be interested in hosting a party for me? Tell them what's in it for them. I know you love your Zaya. I know you'd like to get more. You want to grow your inventory. Here's how you can do it. You can get it for free and half off if you host a party. So don't put it like, will you host a party for me? Like they're doing you a favor. Position it like you're doing them a favor, because you're an awesome rep. You're going to host an awesome party, and they walk away with a lot of free stuff and half off stuff. So position it that way. And then post about it. Post about it. Talk about it. I think actually probably in the last 2 lives I've seen of Andrea, she talks about her outfit, she talks about the new products, and she mentions about hosting every single time. And that's awesome. And she's booking into July and August already. And that's why her calendar is getting filled, because she's always talking about it. Posting, sample posts are like, take a picture, either take a picture of all the stuff you've gotten or other hostess, or create a collage. Kind of the collages look a little bit nicer, but do whatever works for you and say full price, $395, hostess reward price, whatever it is, $150 or whatever. And when I do that, this is probably getting a little too detailed, but when I do that, I just do subtotals. Don't include shipping or tax because you don't know what theirs is going to be. So do subtotals on both. Again, that's a detail, but post those pictures that show how much they can get for a price. Stella is really, really good about this, and she posts this in her VIP group and maybe even on her personal page. And especially as your VIP group is smaller, like my VIP group, I don't even feel is that big. I post a lot of this stuff on my personal pages. So that's one idea about posts. Another really good one that I like is posting your open dates. So I have 2 dates open for July. Who would like to host a party? And then and do this in your stories too. Here's what you could get, and post that picture I was just talking about. And then if someone books, go back up your story and mark that day out and mark booked, or just make it fun and create that FOMO of, oh shoot, she already booked that one. This is a pretty big deal. I've booked a couple parties that way. Most of my parties come from follow-ups. Like I said, I'll talk about it a little bit later, but do those posts, talk about it, go live about it, and mention it in your lives when you're just doing your product reviews. Mention it. Andrea was shaking her head on that a little bit earlier, and that's, like I said, it's working for her, and she's booking parties off of it. Okay, I think that's all about hosting and how to get parties. And at the end, I'm going to open it up for questions too. But those are good ways. And Stella had asked a question about how to kind of cold reach out on a party. So I think it's the same kind of thing. Like if you see they buy a lot of activewear, they're an active person, reach out to them and, hey, Stella, I love your page. I love your post. Use your verbiage. I see that you're super active and you wear a lot of activewear. I think you would love Zaya. Would you be interested in hosting a party to earn some discounted and free Zaya? And just be pretty direct about it, and then go from there. If they say no, well, would you like to try it out? I'll offer you my discount. Or at least if you start with even the rep opportunity or a party, then you still have just selling the products to fall back on. So that was kind of one idea I had for that. Okay, coach. So coach your hostess. You've got to tell them what they need to do. And when people ask me like, oh, what do I have to do? I used to say, oh, it's easy. You just invite your friends. Well, I still make it very simple for them, but I don't make it that simple because I want them to know they have to have a little bit of buy-in and they have to help me out a little bit. So I just say, when they ask me, what do I have to do? I do say it's very simple. You invite your friends by sending them personal invites, and you comment and participate in the posts. Pretty simple. And then when the time comes, so I usually send this, do it how you wish, but I usually send it out about a few days, like right when I set up the party. Like if I have a party on Wednesday, I set it up Saturday or Sunday, and as soon as I set it up, I set them as a co-host, do my first couple posts, and then I send these messages to prep them. So the messages I send are in the, they're in the party outline. And again, use your own verbiage, but I say, hey, your party's all set up. I have you set up as a co-host. It's time to start messaging and inviting. Make sure you invite by sending personal messages and then add them, and don't mass invite, that whole verbiage. So prepare them for that. Send them the graphic for how to host a $1,000 party. So say, hey, here are ways to really have a successful party. And you guys all have that graphic. For those of people who aren't on our team, I'll share it with Alicia so you guys can see it too. And yeah, just remind them to react to every post, to comment on every post, to interact with their guests, post personal pictures of themselves in Zaya. Just really encourage them to interact throughout the party. And then send them that any graphic of the hostess rewards right away too, just to remind them what they're working for. Like, oh yeah, I can get $150 worth of free clothes. Like, that's a lot. So remind them what they can earn, even if you sent it to them, 3 or 4 weeks ago when you posted. Send them that again, just to keep it in their mind of what they're working for. And then send them that graphic to post in their personal pages too, so that they remember to post that so that they can get more invites. It's like, hey, activewear lovers, something, you guys all have that, but I can post it again too. Okay, so yeah, just coach them. And if you see, like I have a hostess right now, she hadn't even invited anybody yet. And so I messaged her, hey, have you had a chance to send your personal messages yet? And she's like, oh, I've been busy, whatever. Just remind them all along the way. Hey, I haven't seen you comment too much. Are you getting notified? I use that a lot. Are you getting notified of my post in your party? Oh yeah, I just haven't been commenting. So coach them the whole way, get them to engage, and that's going to get their friends to engage more, and it's going to make those posts more visible for them, for all the guests. All right, engage the guests. So within each post, I think it's really important to ask some sort of question. Which do you prefer, this or that? What's your favorite? What kind of giveaway would you like? Just make the post engaging and not just so much information, but try to end with a question. React and reply to every single comment. And you don't have to do it immediately, but at least a few times a day, make sure you're responding to every single comment. And what I've been doing lately that seems to be working is ask another question. So if they say, I'm new to Zaya, I like to work out, whatever. Oh, what kind of workouts do you do? Do you do CrossFit? Oh, I'm a runner. Oh, really? What's the longest race you've ever ran? Like, really engage with these people and get to know them, build those relationships, and you can better recommend, and you're just creating that connection, which we talked about in the Power Hour training last week. So just really communicate with them, connect with them, and get to know your guests. And then use that tell me about you. That is my best post on every single party. Ask them to tell you about you. You guys probably are familiar with that post. And then when they tell you like what they do and what they're interested in, post, sorry, I'm gonna look at the comments. Let me look at the comments as soon as I finish this thought. Post links as replies. So, oh, that's awesome that you like to run. I'm a runner too. Or these light and tights are the best for running. You don't have to tug on them. They don't show embarrassing sweat marks. Say a little bit about what you're suggesting to them, and then include links, direct links from that party page to 4 to 6 products that fit what they told you about themselves. All right, let me check the chat really quick. Yes, Andrea, for sure, FOMO is a thing. Thank you. Use a graphic you sent a while ago to my hostess. Love it. Yeah, there's a couple of those graphics, Andrea, so I'm glad those are useful. Yeah, so I think so too. I think I just kind of started that, just asking more questions, really connecting, taking the time to message back and forth and not being in a hurry, because definitely I see this with myself all the time. The time that I put into the parties is what I get back from them. So if I have a bad party, not all the time are there things that you can fix, but I really try to look at, well, how much time did I put into it? Did I do all my posts? Did I do those last 4 posts after the live? Kind of look at what you've done, how you've coached your hostess, and then, move on. Okay, so obviously the reason why we have these parties is to get Zaya in the hands of new people, because they're going to love it just as much as we do. So go live, and on your live, just be you. Tell what you like about hey, Tasha, I hope you're feeling better. Tell what you like about the product and talk about what your customers like about the product. So try, and I really need to kind of work on this myself, because I just feel like I love everything so much. I talk so much about what I love, but talk about like, oh, and my mom dresses this up for work, and my grandma wears this when she goes to the gym, or like talk about how your different customers use and wear the products and what they like about them. And talk about the quality. So if you mentioned when I asked today about price, talk about that quality. Talk about how it's different. When I talk about our joggers, I'm always like, these are not cotton joggers. These are better joggers than I've ever seen from any other brand. They don't peel, they don't fade, they don't get saggy through the day. they're stretchy, but they don't stretch out. Talk about the quality of that. Talk about how good the material feels. Our new Peak joggers, that material is like so luxurious. It's to die for. So talk about that and explain those things to people. And then only post and show products that are in stock. If something's out of stock, do not even show it. Do not post about it. Don't talk about it, because those are the products that people are going to want. Just inevitably it happens. So sell what we have. And we have tons, you guys. Our stock is so good right now. Our restocks are so quick. Wear what we have. So in the party, I always talk about what I'm wearing. Wear what's in stock. Sell what's in stock. And yeah, I mean, if you have those basic pieces, like the ones we got you guys got in the starter kit, if you have those staple pieces, you're going to have enough stock to talk about. But just don't post or show things that are only available in extra, extra small. You can't sell that. Post what you can sell. Talk about what you can sell. Oh, and what I think really works well, schedule the event for the date and time in which you're going to go live. So I think that just really tells people exactly what's going on, and they know what to expect and when to jump on. So schedule the event for that date and time. Okay, let me check the chat. There's another chat. Every time. Okay, I missed the timing of that, Andrea, but I'm sure it made sense at the time. I missed it. Okay, so follow-ups. I have follow-ups on my little handout in 2 sections. So there's party follow-ups, like follow-ups while the party is still going on, and then post-party follow-ups. So party follow-ups. The morning after my live, I message everyone. I send them a voice message. Everyone who said going or maybe, or if there's people who just randomly kind of joined or have made comments, I message them as well. And I do a voice message. And I just started this voice messaging, and I think it really works. And I just say, hey, Andrea, I saw you were on the live last night. I know you commented on the joggers. If you have any questions on those, sizing, fit, you can message me right here. I'll be happy to help. I hope you have a great day. Or I tell them, you know, I'm extending the party deals, or kind of whatever. Personalize it as much as you can. I know sometimes you just want to, like, you may not have time to do a personal message to 20 people. Then just send a voice message that's a little bit more general. Maybe don't use their name, and just say, hey there, if you didn't have a chance to jump on the live last night, you can still watch the replay. I'm still offering the party deals. If you have any questions, you can just message me right here and I'll be happy to help. Have a great day. And then there's like a little box next to the voice message in Messenger, and you can forward that to as many people as you want. So if you're crunched for time, you can do it that way. If not, I highly suggest personalizing it, using their name, referring to products they liked. If you know they were on the live, comment on that. Just kind of really personalize as much as you can. And if they still haven't answered by the last day of the party, then I send another message, and you can do this voice or text. And I just say, hey, Andrea, today's the last day for Carly's party. She is, you know, sometimes I give a dollar amount, sometimes I just say she's really close to the next level. And I only say that if it's true. But she's really close to the next level of rewards. Please let me know if you have any questions or if you'd like to place an order. Or just leave it, like, instead of please let me know, say, do you have any questions? Leave them with a question so that they're more likely to respond. But yeah, sending those follow-up messages, I get tons of sales. And even like today, I had parties that were supposed to close Saturday at midnight, and they really are so close to getting that next level. I kept following up with certain people who said they were going to order and haven't yet. I keep following up with them. And then eventually, you know, I finally closed the party. But follow up, like the fortunes in the follow-up in every single aspect of our business. Follow up, follow up, follow up. Okay. So then I close the party, get the hostess of rewards, and then within 2 weeks of the purchase, I follow up with every single person who purchased something. And I try to hit that mark within 2 to 3 days of them receiving it. So I try not to let it go to that 2 weeks, but definitely within 2 weeks, follow up with them. So I ask them about the fit. Hey there, I saw you received your order. Have you had a chance to try everything on? Do you love your new Zaya? Pretty simple, pretty basic, and a yes or no question. And then if they say, you know, actually this didn't fit, I need to exchange or return, definitely take care of all that. And then when you get them to a point where everything, you know, and then continue to follow up once they get their exchange and all that. But once they say, yes, I love it, it fits so well, I immediately ask, awesome, I'm so glad you love Zaya as much as I do. Would you be interested in hosting a party and earning free and half off Zaya? That's almost what I say verbatim almost every time. Most of you guys probably got that message from me. And I get a ton of yeses. I get ignored, I get no's. But again, ask every single customer who buys from you, and ask them right then and there when they're excited about their product. They've already told you they love it. Obviously, if they love it, they want more. So ask them, present that opportunity to host a party right then and there. And then you'll get, you know, you either get ignored, you'll get yeses, you'll get no's, and you'll get not right nows. Or sometimes they say, I like to think about it. So if they ignore you or say no, you know what? Bless and release, move on. If they say yes, be very specific and say, great, I'll send you my open dates. Send them. And be very specific. Don't say, I have found if I say, great, when works for you? Then it's like 10 messages of back and forth, and it's just messy. Where if you pick your dates and you have them set, you can just say, great, can I send you my open dates for parties? Yes. So I send my open dates. I have July 10th, July 17th, July 21st. Which one works best for you? They pick one, we book it. I say, okay, great, we're done. I have you on my calendar. I'll contact you about 3 to 5 days before your party, and we'll earn you a bunch of free Zaya. Done. It's on my calendar. Just very, very simple. Be specific, be direct, so there's not all that back and forth. If they say, oh, it's summer, I'm super busy right now, you know, whatever kind of, I have vacation plan. I had a lady who just said, I'm on vacation, I'll get back with you, or I'm going on vacation next week, I'll get back with you when I return. So instead of just saying, okay, sounds great, I said, awesome, I'm actually booking for July and August right now. Can I send you my open dates? Or sometimes I just say, here are my open dates, which works best for you. Again, they've already said they wanted to do it. Just give them the information, let them pick a date and get it on your calendar so that it's done and you can move on and they can move on and there's not so much back and forth. If you get, you know, maybe sometime in the future, I'm just not sure right now. Again, if you're booking in advance, you can say, well, actually, I'm booking into August right now. Would you like to see my open dates? So always offer that. And then if they continue to say no, say, great, okay, can I follow up with you in, you know, September or something? If they no, they say no. But until they say no, work towards them selecting a date so that there's not all the back and forth, and don't leave it on them to get back with you. Never, because it's not as important to them as it is to us. So don't leave the ball in their court. You take control, and if they say, well, maybe in a couple months, great, can I follow up with you in, you know, whatever a couple months is from now, October or whatever. So you always be in control of it, and you follow up with them. And if they say, yeah, follow up with me this fall, make a note in your planner or however you keep organized in your phone and make sure you do that. Another thing, if you get no's, but they keep buying from you, ask them again. I booked 2 parties in the last 2 or 3 weeks from people who originally told me no. No, not right now, I'm just too busy, or, oh, I'm, you know, whatever reason, but they kept buying, following up every single purchase. How's everything working? Great. And then I said, awesome, would you be interested in hosting a party? I really know you love your Zaya. You could get a lot of good products for free and half off. You know what? Yeah, I think I will. So even if they say no before, if they keep buying, ask again. Don't let it go by, especially if they're continuing to buy. Okay, what else is it? Let me check the chat. Yes, Stella, definitely. So going on the website a couple hours before to make sure that what you're planning to talk about is in stock. 100%. Sell what we have, know your product, know what we have in stock, and it really doesn't take all that long. Yes, yeah. Follow up the out of stock items if I post about it. Yeah, exactly. It's like without fail, they want it. But yeah, follow-ups, I get so many sales. And I mean, Dawson just had a party last week and we talked right after or shortly after. She hadn't gotten many orders that night, right after the live. And I was like, it's all right, girl, just send your follow-ups. She followed up and she got, that party was over $1,000. So you get there. A lot of my parties don't sell right on the night that I go live. I usually go live on like a Wednesday or Thursday and close on a Saturday. And I'm following up that whole time in between And a lot of sales happen just because of your persistence and follow-up. So just stay committed to it. Stay committed to the party. Don't throw in the towel. Even if there's very few people going or very few people got on the live or very little participation, don't throw in the towel. You've already committed to doing that party that week. Do it with everything you have. Like, put as much time into every single party, because you never know who's listening or who's watching, and what you know, what relationships you might create out of it. Okay, I think that was everything. I really, like I said, I really tried to simplify it. And Alicia, and for some of you guys who got on later, I did create a graphic. So I'll send this to you, Alicia, and for my girls, I'll post it on our team page along with this recording. But let me know what questions you guys have. I'll watch the chat here for a minute, and I'll just kind of review my notes just to make sure. I think that was really about everything. But like I said at the beginning, book your calendar as much as you possibly can. What I have found, so I do 2 parties a week a lot. I usually do them on like a Wednesday and a Thursday. What I've found is doing them back to back in the same night actually works better for me. So, and it might be different for you, but I'll do one, say at like 7 and one at 8 instead of doing one Wednesday and Thursday. And that works really well, because as I'm doing my posting, I can copy paste and post on both parties at the same time. It's super efficient. And then that night I go live. I have about 30 minutes in between. I go live again, and then I just run both of those parties. And it helps me to remember and like not forget what I need to do on each party, because I'm doing them both at the same time. You do giveaways? Yes, I do. So I do one giveaway, and it's just a $10 Zaya gift card, and I do it for participation. So anyone who likes or comments, they get an entry into the drawing. And then I do, like, if they order the night of the live before midnight, they get 20 extra entries. If they join my VIP group, they get 10 extra entries. So certain things I do extra entries, and then commenting and liking, I do entries. And I announce that at the very beginning of the party. Okay. If you guys, so I know this isn't like a challenge or anything, this is just a training, but I'm going to end with a challenge and a task, because that's just my style. If you guys have not asked every single person who has ordered from you to host a party, go print off, or, you know, whatever, not everybody's a paper, but go look at, run your order history, enter the date that you started, go to order history, enter the date that you started in the filter, and run that report. Print it, whatever. I think you should print it, and go through, ask every single person, and I guarantee you will get parties booked. And for people on my team, we just might be having a little booking blitz. So booking parties now is going to benefit you. Okay. I am going to send this recording to Alicia, and then I'm sure she'll post it on your guys' team page. Okay, guys, thanks for jumping on. I hope this was helpful. If there are any questions, just message me directly. I'm happy to help. Like I said, I try to keep this kind of like high level and simple. So any detailed questions, just let me know. I'm happy to help. Have a great night, you guys.